What is up, guys? I'm Jaden Stevens, and I'm joined with
Dylan Matthews.
Devin Ortega.
Jacob Roden.
and welcome to the All My Friends Are Warriors podcast. And so on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about we were wanting to have a social media episode for a while, and now with all this TikTok stuff and it being banned or whatnot, I think it's a great time to have that episode.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we should start off with is I wouldn't say like TikTok is a bad thing. It wasn't made, for. It wasn't made for. It wasn't like the idea of it is not bad. Like in a way, it's kind of like Instagram, but not. But
it's ultimately comes down to being case by case. The
Yeah.
person who uses it,
yeah, exactly.
how they use it.
And so, I mean, I like to start off with just kind of talk about like my experience with TikTok. In my 6th and 7th grade year, I like had TikTok, and I mean, I would just be on it all the time. Like I just would not stop getting off of it. It was like my life. I was like, get home from school, instantly TikTok.
Yeah, you start to create these habits of as soon as you get home, you go into this. As soon as you have the free time, you go into this. And it created a bad habit, not a good habit.
Yeah.
You kind of become like a slave to it.
Yeah. And so during this time, my mentor had helped me realize my problem with this. And so I was like, okay, I didn't have at first I did like, when I first deleted the app, like I kind of was like, oh, what do I do? But like, that was kind of a good thing, Like when I deleted the app, I still had Instagram and all that stuff, but like TikTok is always what I would go to. And so when I deleted TikTok, it kind of like gave me like a reality check on like how to actually have a fun life and not just be glued to the phone every single day.
Yeah, because then you got to fill in that place and find something else to do and find something that's worth your time to do.
Yeah.
Not just sit and like doom scroll endlessly on TikTok.
And like, I would say people who are able to have TikTok without making it their life, good for them. Like if they want to keep it and not have it, be the only thing that they have in their life, that's good for them. But
because you can see like people have like businesses on it. There's like women have like they've made like baking companies or they've sold their recipes and there's all these different things you can use it for and you can make companies off of it. I think that's an amazing thing you can do.
Exactly.
But there's like nuance and there's a different side of that than you have. You find people who are kind of slaves to TikTok and they can't do anything without it.
Yeah.
Like the night it got banned, the other night, there was all these kids, and all you see on the Instagram notes is, "Oh, why was TikTok banned? Like I'm off myself." You see this, and it's it's just stupid.
Yeah, and
you can't be a slave to it.
Yeah, and I did like go on my Instagram note and like I guess I would like regret like putting it on my social media and not just keeping it to myself. But like I did have like a good point. I said like the reaction that you guys have to losing TikTok is exactly why TikTok has been needing to go, because TikTok is like everybody's lives, and it's awesome to see the other people that are agreeing with me. Like there was a bunch of people that I follow on Instagram that were like, you guys are so crazy that TikTok was your life. Like get over it. It's TikTok.
Yeah. I was surprised to see that there was a lot of.
I know there was actually a good amount. And that's honestly, that's kind of like a good sign to see that other people are like think that way. Even the people who use TikTok a lot, like there were some people that I know that use TikTok a lot that didn't really have a problem with it, and that's honestly a good thing. Like you shouldn't have a problem. Like if I use Instagram a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I use Instagram. I use Snapchat, YouTube. I use those a lot, but I use them in a good way. But if they left, I mean, like I guess like part of me would be bummed, but what part of me would be bummed? That would be the addictive side.
Well, it's preferred indifference. Like what the Stoics say. Yeah, you would prefer it to be around still, and it would stay so you can have entertainment to watch, but you don't need it to live. And that's what kind of people are. They're really codependent on TikTok being around. Because that's what they spend most of their time on. They just doom scroll endlessly. Yeah.
We were talking about like social media in our first pod. And we were kind of talking about how, kind of like what I said at the beginning, how like social medias weren't created for bad, they weren't created like to create something bad. But it's the way people use social media.
Yeah.
Is like why social media, like part of social media is bad because people use it for like the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I would say like we've been in the Club of Character for a long time, and Seabass has taught us how to use social media correctly. And ever since he's told us that, and I mean, like, I think we've done a pretty good job at, keeping all of our social media platforms pretty clean.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah,
a lot of the time you can't blame the company for who uses it because there's ultimately going to be people who are bad that are going to, use that company, and you can't blame the company. They're just the company who created the app or created the business, and then bad people got a hold of it, so you can't blame them.
It's ultimately comes down to case by case when you go on that like level of looking at something. But then there's also, you hear Trump like in 2020, he was saying how we have to get rid of TikTok because it's owned by China, and China was selling their information, like everybody's information on it.
Yeah.
And you have to really look, is that true, or is he just using that as an excuse to get rid of it? And ultimately you never really know because it hasn't came out. No one's publicly said if it's true or not. But that could be another reason why it should get banned.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's not cool if they're like, leaking people's information.
No, it's
do you guys think like Facebook or Instagram would also be leaking it as well?
I think they could also be leaking it, but then
TikTok's owned by
you hear the
China,
argument where those companies like Facebook and Insta, they are owned by Americans and people who are in America, and then you see TikTok and it's owned by China. So it creates some sort of nuance.
I always thought Reels were better anyway.
Yeah, same.
I always thought they were better than TikTok.
Yeah.
I feel like they both have their brain rot and have their horribleness.
Yeah.
But then there's also the good side to Insta as well as there's a good side to TikTok.
Yeah.
People make businesses off it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it's great for networking because it's way bigger than like Instagram. Because TikTok was like based off of just like videos. Well,
it was Vines. Vines. Remember Vines?
Yeah.
Remember Vines?
That's kind of
that was kind of like the newer version of Vines.
Yeah, it was like Musically, then it went to TikTok.
And then ever since TikTok was a thing, then Instagram made Reels and Snapchat made Reels.
Yeah.
Those weren't a thing before TikTok. And then TikTok was made, and then a few years later, Instagram Reels popped up, and then Snapchat Reels popped up. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like TikTok, I guess, influenced some things on Instagram that, are cool. Like, I do like Reels. Like, I enjoy watching Reels, and I feel like part of the reason why we have Reels is like what I was saying, is because TikTok might have put that, idea out there, and I think it was a great add-on to Instagram.
Definitely.
To stay competitive in there.
Yeah, because if Insta doesn't, add Reels, then TikTok will it'll be more used because there's no other platform that can combat what they're doing.
Yeah. Like another reason why I like Instagram better and why I believe that like it's just better in general is because Instagram, you can kind of show like Instagram is made like when you make posts on Instagram, you show like your life, like you make a post with your family or you make a post with a trip that you went to or maybe a game that you won. On TikTok, everyone kind of posts the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if TikTok is still like this, but back when I had TikTok,
it was all about trends.
A lot of it was like about trends and like it made like the swipe thing, like where you swipe through the pictures, I guess. And it was basically a bunch of videos just like relating. I don't know. All I remember is that it was all kind of the same stuff, and I just got tired of it.
I think that's a great point. Like,
Instagram, you kind of got everything, like all different
family and stuff.
Yeah.
TikTok also just became a place where trends kind of exploded, whether the trend was good or bad, and generally it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like brain rot and was like a detriment to society, and people like because it was on TikTok and it was popular, people would just follow it, and that's where like things kind of started going downhill.
That's where the gray comes in, like it's good and it's bad.
Yeah, because it really comes down to finding that gray area and finding the place of knowing how to use it and not being a slave to it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There's another thing about the argument of we are more in favor of TikTok being banned, but for a couple of reasons. And one reason we wouldn't be in favor of this is because it affects free speech. No one would want our free speech to be taken away.
Yeah.
TikTok is just another platform where we can, speak our minds, and it's for our free speech. Exactly. So if we took it away, that's, counteracting
the
amendments, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's my argument against of like why we should kind of keep TikTok. But then there's the nuance, like I said earlier, of why we're doing it, why Trump is saying we should get rid of it. And that's because China's leaking our information. Yeah. And as I said earlier, we don't know if that's 100% true or not, but that is... Because now he's in favor of it. Because now he's switched up. In 2020, he was saying we should get rid of it. China's selling our information. Now in 2025, people are posting more conservative stuff on it. And Trump is trying to go back on what he was saying before, and he's trying to keep it.
Yeah, he has an account. And I think it's because not everyone's on the news, but everyone's on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it spreads his message more, and it definitely helps him.
Yeah. Yeah. You see news companies, and then you see podcasts. People watch podcasts more, and you see a lot of news being talked about on podcasts.
Open media.
Open media. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
free media.
Free media.
And then also the thing with news is a lot of people. This is another reason why TikTok might be I guess bad, is because they promote a lot of fake stuff, and then people are always like, yo, I just saw this thing on TikTok that said this, and it's the complete opposite of what's actually happening.
Or not necessarily fake stuff.
And I'm not saying the news is always telling the truth, because they're always trying to hide something. But TikTok is insanely different than the news. And you get a lot of fake stuff. At least
I think that's just kind of
a bigger picture though.
From TikTok.
Yeah, I think
you can get
both
a bunch of
different
sides.
Yeah. If you do your actual research, you can find some truthful stuff. I'm just saying on average.
It depends on who you follow as well.
Yeah, it depends on the algorithm.
Left wing, then you're gonna get left wing content.
Yeah. You follow right. I mean, it's not just if you go to one news channel, you're gonna only get one side, but it really depends on what you follow.
Yeah, just have a good algorithm.
Get your algorithm right.
Yeah, for real. No, but I was gonna ask you guys, who do you think is gonna buy TikTok? Because we know there's three guys.
Yeah.
There's Mr. Beast,
Kevin O'Leary
from Shark Tank, and then Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And I think the best person who should buy it is Kevin O'Leary, because he's literally on the Shark Tank.
He's on a show about making business deals.
Exactly. And I'm not saying Mr. Beast and Elon Musk aren't bad at that stuff. They're
extremely.
I guarantee they're better than
Elon Musk owns X or Twitter. He has made
and Tesla
and SpaceX. He's made these big business deals. I feel like he's busy. So that's the only thing that kind of would take him out of the picture of owning TikTok.
Yeah.
Or buying TikTok.
It's because he's already got something going on for himself.
I feel with Mr. Beast, he's just not just a philanthropist, but I feel that's his whole personality.
Because
he has a bunch of money, but
we think he's pretty good.
Deals, I don't know if he's the most fit for it.
Yeah. Because he's already got his own thing going on, and from what I've seen from Mr. Beast, I don't know him personally, obviously, because I'm not. But to what it seems, he seems like a pretty good guy. He actually just recently got engaged.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would be a good second.
Yeah, a good second pick for sure. But go ahead.
Not to say that he wouldn't be good. It's just from what we know about him and from what we saw, it looks like that Kevin O'Leary might be the better option. And not to say that Mr. Beast wouldn't be a good option, but out of those two, I feel like Kevin O'Leary would be better.
Yeah, like we said, he is on Shark Tank. He's a business guy. He's about making business deals. He's an investor.
Yeah.
And you see that another thing you can say to back that up is he's offered up, 20 billion?
20 billion, yeah.
20 billion for TikTok. And you look at TikTok and you're like, that's lowballing it.
Yeah.
And he's lowballing it for a reason, because he believes it'll grow in value. At least double percent.
Yeah.
Arguably more.
Yeah, arguably more. But then that's where you kind of have to think: is TikTok gonna sell their company?
Yeah,
because they're making
I guess we just gotta wait and see what
profit
goes
daily.
on.
Yeah, they're making so
and if
much.
it is more than 20 mil,
Bill,
or 20 bill, yeah, God, that's a crazy difference. But if they're gonna be making more than 20 bill per year, I feel like, or per couple of years, is it really the smartest decision for them to sell it, or them to just keep it and then maybe make a deal with Trump?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because now you do see a bunch of conservative stuff on TikTok, and that can work in Trump's favor.
So do you guys think it's gonna like stay banned, or no? It came back.
Yeah,
right?
it's
It
coming
came back.
back.
It was like
But
banned for the night because
it was banned for the night because
they were dealing with stuff. I'm not sure. But
Do you think it's gonna get banned, or do you guys think it's gonna?
I don't know Zane, like, what do you think it'll happen? Like, pull it up, Zane. But yeah. So I mean, honestly,
Zane, you have a computer. Use that, or a laptop.
honestly, I would say definitely the cons weigh out the pros in this situation. I'm not saying I'm saying there's still a lot of pros to TikTok, but I'm saying like the cons definitely outweigh the pros for sure.
Yeah.
Plus, we already got Instagram.
Yeah.
And like Dylan was saying earlier, Instagram's my personal opinion, and I'm sure you guys would agree too. Same with I don't know about our followers, but I would say Instagram is more in my favor.
As well.
They're very similar.
I think
what's
more
your
trends on TikTok, which I'm not really like for the trends or like watching the dance videos. And not that there's not like
fifth grade dance videos
on like Instagram, but I just like
They bust a move down.
yeah, no way.
No, I think one thing that can kind of, you said the cons outweigh the pros. One thing I kind of could shift that is information coming out on if China is really selling our information or they really are taking our information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that will be a big factor.
Yeah, because if they're not actually doing that, then the pros are gonna go up. Because then there won't be because that's probably the biggest con, I would say. Like why it weighs out the pros so much is definitely why.
Yeah.
We got a question from our live audience.
Yeah, question from the audience. Just because you don't like something, though, should it be illegal?
No.
Like just because people use guns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
Even if you don't like something, or it doesn't mean it should be illegal. Free speech, like we brought up.
Like, I could think that like UFC's bad, or like, oh no, they can get hurt, but do I think it should be illegal? No.
Yeah, and a great comparison, I know Seabass said this, was guns, because a lot of people, don't like guns, and a lot of people use guns for the wrong reasons. You see a lot of, this gangbanger demographic,
like
holding up guns, like, and yeah. But you see them wrongly using them, and just because, people don't like them and they're wrongly used, they shouldn't be banned. And I believe that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But so many people, don't like guns and use them wrongly. So you kind of have to think and relate that to TikTok. Yes,
It's
many
case by
people.
case.
Yeah, many people use it wrongly. Many people don't like it, but it definitely shouldn't be banned.
Yeah, because what are we gonna do when we ban guns and our army and our military aren't gonna have anything to protect us
cooked.
with? We're done because guns.
You could also just
protect us from the military.
it's like yes.
Our government turns on
Usually
us.
that's like originally what the Second Amendment was for.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
it was
protect
right to
yourself.
bear arms.
Yeah.
And TikTok is a form of free speech.
And if you take away,
yeah. So an attack on free speech is kind of an attack on.
Yeah. Because a lot of like influencers that are on TikTok, like that's their job. TikTok is their job.
Yeah.
So it would suck if that just left and they didn't have anything.
They'd be left dry. They would have almost nothing.
Yeah.
You can talk about this one. You don't have to repeat what I'm saying because it'll probably be mic'd out.
We're gonna repeat exactly what Seabass is about to say.
Yeah. It's one thing if it went out of business, but it's a little more corrupt when it's the government that took your free speech platform, your business away from you.
Yeah.
You look at all these communist countries, and you see all these social media platforms being banned. So if we were to ban TikTok and take away from our amendment, our right to free speech, what are we kind of going towards, right?
Yeah.
You look at when you weigh that decision out. What option would you choose?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be known for taking away rights from people
Now,
because we're a part of a democracy,
Yeah.
When you guys think it comes back, or like say it does come back, do you guys think it'll be different? Or if one of those three like suspects do buy it?
I think there'll be some big changes going on.
Now, do you think it would still be? I don't even know, but do you think it would still be controlled by the Chinese government, or
that'll
depend on
what business
Right,
deals happen.
Yeah.
depending on like one of the three suspects buy it?
Well, I mean,
I think
China.
It'll be beneficial if it does.
And if we do buy it, I don't know. Is it possible if someone else buys it, can China still like be like a snake in the grass and still have
That's kind of
like that's scary. That's the scary thing. Like say Kevin O'Leary buys it, right? It's his thing, but like what if China still has a couple ways to get through and like find stuff out? So when they sell it, they're still connected to it, and they're still, but it's not under their like name.
Control.
Yeah.
Question.
Live audience. What do you guys think about the rumors? Most social medias we say were built for something good, but what do you think about the rumors that China built it to put
spy?
our children at detriment and spy?
Yeah.
But their version of TikTok
Is like how to become a fire. Yeah, fire.
So repeat and talk about that.
Yeah, you see China, like their Chinese TikTok in China, you see it's like to help their kids growing up, and it's about like working out, how to be like financially like literate, math stuff, how to be like a good person and growing up, like an astronaut. Yeah, it like empowers their children and makes them want to be better like people. Then and then you see ours. And there's trends like eating Tide Pods, and you see a whole bunch of kids doing it.
Well, because Chinese people they're hella smart.
Yeah.
Like mathematician, right?
Mm-hmm.
On
average, yes.
On average.
Because their schools are better and their algorithm is different. Yes.
Yeah, it's because what's being pushed towards the kids growing up in that demographic.
Yeah.
God.
Yes, right, though, Jaden. On average.
Yeah.
On average, I believe they are, because what they're feeding their children.
Yeah.
God, no, but then you see our TikTok, what our children are being shown and like fed to their minds. It's like trends like eating Tide Pods and doing like stupid stuff.
Yeah, for real.
So TikTok could really be something that was made to kind of end like our society and be a detriment to our society.
I was about to go off on something like that. So Seabass talked to us one time, and he really like put a good like perspective on it. China like made this app knowing that our generations, like our Gen Z generations and our Gen X and our Alpha, were like on average, not saying everyone in the generation, but on average, people are super weak. Yeah. And so they're like, okay, what's a good way to, make their, forces.
Make it even weaker.
Make their forces, even weaker in 50 years.
Yeah.
And because right now, we're hella strong. Like, we're one of the strongest,
Yeah, one of the strongest countries in the world.
We're strongest countries in the world. But, like, that's just because...
That's because we still have people that are... that are value-focused and that...
Who actually live, like, they want to make America great
patriots.
Again. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
they
now
actually care about a country.
China creating TikTok, if they are using us for what we're saying, if they are trying to, like, what is it called?
Like
foreign attack or something. But if they are trying to use TikTok as a way to get in and change everybody's minds, I feel like that would be... It's kind of shown in society, like we're supposed to be the United States. We're kind of like the divided states. Everybody's so split.
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, you're not gonna be a Democrat, then I'm gonna go over here and like I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's so split, and you see, there's just two different sides now, and there's like a whole bunch of weak people, and if that's what TikTok is really trying to do, and they're trying to create more weak people, so in say 50 to 100 years, when there's no more strong people left. They can just take over, and then the U.S. becomes one of the strongest countries to one of the weakest in like a blink of an eye.
Yeah. What better way to pretty much poison the kids down the road by messing up their mental health, by getting them addicted to this, getting them addicted to that. That's
such
like
a young age too, when their brains are still developing and they don't really know the difference between.
Yeah, that's just definitely how it's gonna create a detriment towards the kids down the road.
Yeah.
So that would, if that is what they're trying to do, it's actually a smart.
It's smart for them, but not good for us.
The thing I saw, it was talking about mostly how Trump's just trying to put like a delay on it to try and talk with China about it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's smart because that'll give them more time to discuss. Business deals and.
Go ahead and say that just in case we can't hear our voices.
Yeah. So the question what Zane was telling us.
Answer to what we asked earlier.
So the answer what we were talking about earlier was Trump is wanting to put a delay on banning TikTok and wanting to talk to China about it and work that out before they make any final decision. Yeah. So thank you, Zane, for telling us that. That helped us out. Answered our.
I think that'll ultimately be one of the best things we can do because it'll give us more time to figure out what the business plan is going to be.
Exactly.
And what's going to happen.
Yeah. And I think I hope I hope Trump will make the right decision in what he believes in.
Do you guys think it should stay?
I mean, I do think so.
Taking it away would be a tack on our amendments, and as much as we might not like it,
we can't just say that it should be.
We can't say it should be removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't. We also can't think. We also can't control what other people think about that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm not saying like we don't like that. We just don't.
Yeah.
Like prefer it in a way, but we can't control what other people think about TikTok. Yeah. Some people love TikTok. Some people don't like TikTok at all.
Yeah, TikTok is also one of those like huge apps. Dylan kind of said this earlier, but how TikTok is bigger than most of these other platforms. And if we could but create a platform on TikTok.
Yeah, put
our content out on TikTok. That would
a whole set of other eyes.
Yeah, because and also the thing with, I think it's easier to get views on TikTok than it is to get on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because
there's way more people.
Back when I was in 6th grade, I had this TikTok account and I made this dumb video. It was a stupid video. It was like, it said,
don't go in detail.
I'm not gonna go in detail, but it was like you can
stupid.
It was very stupid.
So yeah,
I ended up getting like 5,000 followers off of it and like 60,000 views.
Yeah.
And so like, in 3 days,
2 days, yeah.
So
that's insane.
That's insane. So I would say it's much easier.
And imagine that's just something stupid being posted.
Yeah.
If we can post something that's like
these podcasts
worth a shit, you know?
Yeah.
Something that has value to it.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could post our clips that we post on our Instagram and our YouTube.
Yeah, we're saying you're not worth the shit. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
All right, see y'all later. Yeah, no. So I mean, maybe down the road.
Maybe not to have it personally, but for an actual like business.
Yeah, just help grow the body.
Yeah. And that could be another source of like revenue to get money.
Yeah, because the reason why I wouldn't want to get it personally is because I don't want to risk doing what I did all over again. Yeah. I didn't go like too much into detail, but
you never really finished that story.
So basically, I had TikTok in 7th grade, and I deleted it, and then that next summer. I was at Seabass's, we were working on something, and I was like, hey, like, I downloaded it, had it for, like, a week, then I was like, no, like, I know what I'm gonna do, and so I deleted it, and I felt proud of myself because I was able to see, like, what was gonna happen, and,
you almost relapsed.
Yeah, it was like a relapse, and it's kind of like when someone who's trying to stop, doing drugs or something.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like that, like a person who's having trouble stop doing drugs.
Yeah.
It's like relapsing, and so I didn't have it, and then my 8th grade year, about midway through the year, I downloaded it. It was for dumb reason. I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah. So I downloaded it, and then I kind of started changing the way I talk. I didn't hang out with my brothers like Devin or Jacob. I mean, you were in high school, so like, but
you don't count down.
Yeah, no, but you're still a brother, obviously. But anyways, so I wasn't really, doing too good. I was, that was probably like one of my like lowest parts of my life because I even started to act like not like Jaden. Like I kind of started to act like a tough guy and like
a tough guy.
Yeah, like a tough guy.
Yeah.
And so I was, I even got into it like with Devin here, and it just wasn't a good time. And so
yeah, I mean, it can really just change you. I can attest to that. Kind of around the same time, I was also using it. This is before I deleted it for like the better of myself. But when I was using it, I definitely took a turn. It was kind of going downhill, and thank God I made the change. Thank God I deleted the app and was able to find a way out with the help of Seabass and my brothers.
Yeah,
that was ultimately because I didn't like know how to use it. I wasn't like disciplined.
Yeah.
I was one of the people who would doom scroll.
Yeah, exactly.
My experience with it is when I had it, like you were saying, you know, I didn't actually know how to use the app, and at that point of my life, that's where I followed trends the most. If I saw a video about, you know, say about a football trend, and it is like whatever, and you know, it has a whole bunch of views, I'm instantly intrigued back then to go post that video and try to get those views.
Yeah.
As for now, you know, even if I do see that, I'd be like, cool, you know, that has a lot of views. I'm not intrigued to go actually post that. Yeah. As for back then, I was. And, you know, I followed a lot of trends, but that's from me not knowing how to use it, because I can't deny the fact that, you know, people didn't post good stuff on it. Yeah. Because there was a whole bunch of content that could have changed my life, you know, 100%. that could have made me a better person. But me not knowing how to use it, naturally, I got onto the side where it's a whole bunch of trends, a whole bunch of bad things. Yeah. And that's just from not knowing how to use it.
Well, what I remember is back when we all had TikTok, I remember you would always post like Bible verses and stuff. And so I would say like out of you, Devin, and I, you probably had it for like the best reasons. I don't know if like you were posting those because you saw it and you thought it was cool.
So there wasn't, I could definitely.
Because like you're also like that. You're also like, you know, really big in like Bible verses. You actually, I know you actually believe in that stuff. And so when you post it, I'd be like, oh, this is actually genuine. I like this.
I could definitely feel there was a bit of genuine, but also not fully for the right reason, because you know that does get a lot of views, and that was a reason why I was doing it. And now if I was to post things like that, I feel like it would be genuine, and I don't really care if it gets 1 like or 80,000. I wouldn't actually care. As for back then, I was hoping that it did get likes, did get views, so it wasn't fully genuine.
You know what I think is one of my biggest pet peeves is when people take Instagram or TikTok posts or just anything, when they take posts down because they didn't get 100 likes. They didn't get 50 likes. They didn't get another like, or they didn't get enough likes. That's so like.
I feel like that kind of stemmed from TikTok.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Kind of, you know, is cool when I click on someone's profile, and then whether it be like a post about football, you know, fishing, whatever, and it has 3 likes and 20 views, but it's actually still up there and they haven't deleted it.
They're not doing it for validation.
Exactly. Yeah, and honestly, if you keep on posting, you know, the stuff that you like if you go on my Instagram right now, my first post probably has 20 likes. You keep on going, I keep on posting the stuff that I like. It goes from like 20 likes to 30 likes to 40 likes
to 70
and to 70. And now I keep on posting what I like to post, and obviously I don't care. I don't care about the likes. You can give me 1 like on a really good post that I think is hella cool. But now I'm getting, you know, a lot more likes because I just keep on posting the stuff that I want to post. And it's my Instagram. Yeah. It's not anyone else's Instagram.
Yeah, you don't care. You're not a slave to clout and validation.
Yeah. And so now that I just keep on posting that stuff, I'm getting like over 100 likes every time. Yeah. And again, I'm not here for the likes. I'm just saying I keep on posting the stuff that I want to post, and I think people start respecting that.
Yeah, and once you start posting things that you actually enjoy to post, you're going to find people that enjoy those things too, and those may be your few likes, or out of those people, those may be all or most of the likes. But whether you want, or once you start posting the stuff you actually like, and say you only get 5 likes, 4 of those likes may be people who actually enjoy the things that you are posting.
The other like is yourself.
Yeah.
For real. 75 different accounts that you made just like your thing. Yeah.
No, but going back to our stories of how when we had TikTok, we kind of took a turn for the worst, and you know stuff started going downhill. Then we made that difference and like deleted TikTok and changed. You can have TikTok and like know how to use it and not be a slave to it.
Yeah.
We're not saying you can't. We're just saying most commonly and generally, people who have TikTok are like slaves to it, and they can't like live without it, basically.
Yeah. And so, I mean, TikTok can like be, just don't make TikTok like the main thing in your life. Like TikTok can be like a part of your life, but just don't make it like your main thing.
Yeah,
make your main thing like something that you strive for.
Yeah, and
something that you want to do in life.
Yeah, and it's not just TikTok like that people are slaves to. It could be anything. Instagram,
it's all
Spotlight, or Snapchat. It could be anything. It's just that's what we kind of got addicted to. And it could be any app that people get addicted to.
You should use temperance in any social media platform you use, because you can become addicted to anything. And it can be bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a take on like the differences between TikTok and Instagram. I don't know if you guys agree, and when I say this, I'm not putting down TikTok, but when I think of Instagram and TikTok, like kids YouTube and then actual YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying TikTok is the more immature app, but it's like Facebook is like where you get all the adults, and they're posting. You get an average of like people who actually post their life on Facebook than you do Instagram. So then you kind of do the same thing for Instagram and TikTok. Like Instagram is more like real, and it is more
it's like genuine.
Yeah, I mean there is still a lot of like bad stuff on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie.
And a lot of that was to compete with TikTok.
Yeah, because
like a lot
of the bad stuff is coming from Reels, and Reels were made to combat TikTok. So
yeah. And like all the brain rot and stuff, and some of that stuff is actually funny as hell. Like I'm not gonna lie, like we all, like it's always cool to see that those the meow meow. Yeah, no.
Those are the best videos
for real. Or the Lingonguli. No, but So Instagram Reels, there is a lot of brain rot. Don't get me wrong, but and that's okay. Like brain rot is okay as long as you actually don't let it rot your brain.
Yeah, as long as there's temperance in it and you don't let it take over your life.
Yeah, because if you do, then you're like,
and you're like,
but I don't know.
Brain.
Yeah, rotten brain for real. So yeah, I would say like when I think of Instagram and TikTok, like my personal opinion, I think Instagram is more for the mature, like people, I guess. Like you don't post certain things on Instagram that you might TikTok, because TikTok is, I guess, I'm not saying it's more immature, but
you
like,
see more kids on TikTok and not as many adults.
Yeah, exactly.
The demographics different.
Yeah,
and you see a lot of kids, start to get like raised by TikTok and a lot of these apps, because social media is kind of what the parents give their kids, because
it's such a big presence in their life.
Yeah, because parents may be busy dealing with things, and it's they're crying, here, take this, and then it's kind of sad once you see kids starting to get parented, and like that's their life is just
it all started because of Coco Melon.
For real. Yeah, it all started from here's the iPad.
Yeah,
1 year old.
As soon as I came out of the womb, they're crying. Give them Coco Melon. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah, and I'm not like Coco Melon. I guess for a 1 year old is like good. Good content for them, but
I still watch
not like every single second of the day. Like when they're just when they have Coco Melon on the iPad, Fortnite on the TV, freaking
TikTok on a phone.
TikTok on the phone, on their mom's phone, and popcorn in this hand and like a operating WhatsApp.
Secretly, that's me.
That's bad.
What even is WhatsApp? Like,
isn't it like you text people on it?
Wasn't it like Snapchat before Snapchat or something?
Yeah, secretly that's me every night.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then social media is kind of raising these kids, and that's what's gonna cause a detriment to our society in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think TikTok being limited, like a business deal happening and TikTok being limited to what it can do and what it can't do by Trump, if he makes a business deal, or Kevin O'Leary makes a business deal and there's changes made, I think that'll be 100% better than what it is now.
Yeah, I would say out of the three people that we have, Kevin O'Leary, Elon Musk, and Mr. Beast, I would say either the three of those. I think even if Mr. Beast bought it or the other two bought it, it would still be better than good. It would still be better than what it is now.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like the preferred indifference. Like I'd prefer Kevin O'Leary, but you wouldn't mind Elon Musk or Mr. Beast. So all three are good.
Yeah.
Amazing candidates. Yeah. All businessmen.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, like, have you ever had TikTok before?
I have not.
You have
that
not?
Doesn't mean I haven't like death scrolled on Instagram or anything.
Yeah.
I've never had TikTok. No.
Okay. That's
Dylan's the most masculine in the room now.
Yeah, for real.
Good boy.
No. Yeah, it's not to say that I haven't death scrolled on Instagram or anything, but never had TikTok. Never wanted it. I always thought it was kind of stupid, but that was I wasn't like really open minded at the time. It's not stupid. It's a great marketing app. I think it's good if you use it in right ways, but it can cause like calamity and stuff. But I think it's a good app overall.
Yeah. You had like, what was your question about? It was like before the pod. You were all like, how does it make money, or like where does the money come from when people start getting followers?
My question was like, how do those people get paid? I know it depends on like views and likes.
Yeah.
But like, where's that money come from? And later on, we discovered that it comes from like advertisements.
Yeah, and like
TikTok charges other companies for them to advertise on TikTok.
Yeah, and I know the Bang. You guys know the Bang energy drink.
Yeah.
I know that's a really big like thing that they try to sell on TikTok is Bang energy.
Is it because you're on TikTok all the time, Jaden?
Yeah.
No, I mean, back when I used to have TikTok, I was like,
you noticed.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this while I drink my Bang energy drink. It was like every single video.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so Bang energy, it's bad. It's bad for you though. Makes holes in your stomach.
I feel this was a great episode. Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys want to add?
Zane?
Zane?
Question for the line.
Do you guys know much about like the TikTok replacement?
TikTok.
I have seen some stuff on that. I'm pretty sure.
It was all Chinese.
It was like a TikTok refuge thing.
Wait, what? What is it?
It's like the Chinese version in English.
Yeah, what you mean Chinese version? TikTok's already Chinese.
Yeah, it's like
So like
is
the more,
like
just the more Chinese version, the more.
The Chinese version.
They created
the Chinese version of the Chinese TikTok.
Wait, is there like a setting that you can turn on for like translated to English? Or?
The people in there either put it in English themselves, I think. It's essentially in China, TikTok itself is banned.
Okay.
So instead, it's not like TikTok just has like a Chinese mode. It's a completely different app that's known as TikTok there.
Yeah.
So for the people,
China has a different TikTok app, and is that kind of coming over to America now? Is that what people are getting as like a refuge?
Recently,
bro, no way they're already making a comeback.
Has it like always been available for Americans, or is it like just now they're able to get it?
I think it's always been available.
But people are just now realizing what it is.
It's mostly like English speaking, and that's more like unless you find someone like a TikToker or someone putting it in English.
Yeah.
Then that's all Chinese.
Time to buy that stock.
Exactly.
For real.
Yeah.
Please IPO.
But
please,
yeah, no, I have
please
definitely
IPO.
seen some people. It was just in the one night that TikTok was down. A whole bunch of people like were posting
Bad.
to go to that. No, it was really bad.
Yeah.
I hope there can be like a good business deal that is in that gray area and can find a way through all the nuances and can benefit everybody in this instance.
Yeah. I really hope that's the way it goes. And I think if the right person buy it, that can happen.
Yeah,
Definitely.
100%.
To conclude this episode, we don't think TikTok is bad.
Yeah.
But we think you can use it in many different ways to help you and to market or uplift what you are trying to promote.
Just don't let your brain fall out.
Yeah, you can be open-minded, but don't let your brain fall out.
Yeah. So, that was really good. I liked that episode. I'm glad that we got to talk about that. I know we've been wanting to talk about that for a long time.
Yeah,
and
this kind of
it was
like a gateway, an opening.
Yeah,
perfect timing.
Took our opportunity, and I think we did pretty good on it.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys so much for watching. We also just hit 200 subs, so thank you guys so much for all the support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Subscribe.
We're actually IPOing on the stock market.
Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Like the video. Go follow the Insta. And thank you guys for tuning in. See y'all next time.